So this week, Donald Trump made the horrible decision to go on CNBC and give an interview where Donald Trump openly and confusingly called for cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Now, before I read you Donald Trump's exact quote, let's not forget that it was a year ago this month that Donald Trump was out there calling out his Republican colleagues for wanting to cut Social Security and Medicare. Now, that of course overlooks the fact that Donald Trump did in fact call for cuts to those programs while he was president, but he had enough good sense a year ago to understand that that was a very stupid move for Republicans to make. And here we are 1 year later, Donald Trump goes on CNBC and says this. So first of all, there's a lot you can do in terms of entitlements, in terms of cutting, and in terms of also the theft and the bad management of entitlements, tremendous bad management of entitlements. There's tremendous amounts of things and numbers of things you can do. So I don't necessarily agree with the statement. I know that they're going to end up weakening Social Security because the country is weak. And let's take a look at outside of the stock market. We're going through hell. People are going through hell. If they have, I believe the number is 50%. They say 32% and 33%. I believe we have a cumulative inflation of over 50%. That means people are, they have to make more than 50% more over a fairly short period of time to stay up. They've gotten routed. You just made those numbers up. You're just like, they say 50, but some say 30, some say 32, 33. Maybe I think there's a 40 in there somewhere. Like, he's just making numbers up off the top of his head. But of course, that's all beside the point. The big point is that here he is literally saying there's room for cuts in Social Security and Medicare, what he calls entitlement programs. They're not entitlement programs, okay? You pay into these programs throughout your entire working life. They are yours. But most importantly, they are social safety net programs that have been hugely successful throughout their existence. And Donald Trump thinks he's going to win a presidential campaign with statements like this. Do you know what the largest demographic in the country is that votes Republican? Yeah, the elderly. Do you know what a huge number of elderly voters rely on to stay alive? Social Security and Medicare. Do you think those people, and to be honest, plenty of them will, don't get me wrong, but do you think a majority of those people are going to look at the guy saying, I want to reduce your monthly income? I want to reduce your healthcare benefits? Do you think people are honestly going to go to the polls and be like, I'm going to vote for the guy that says he's going to screw me over, who's very honest about screwing me over? Again, some people will, but most of them likely will not. This is one of the biggest forms of self-sabotage I think I've ever seen. And Trump is getting a lot of pushback from it immediately, like within an hour or two after him making these comments on CNBC. The Biden-Harris campaign, they put it on social media, said not on our watch. So they're already trying to capitalize on this. They're putting it out there in ads. And that is the important thing. We've got to have that kind of rapid response these days. Whenever Trump says something stupid, it should be on TV and Democratic ads the next day. We know we can get that kind of turnaround. We know they've got the money to run these ads all over the place. And they're doing it. I don't have to tell them to get on it this time. They're actually doing it. Because this idea, cutting Social Security and Medicare, there are few things that turn voters off faster than you straight up telling them, I'm going to take your money away. But that is exactly what Donald Trump did this week. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.